Everyday life's happening. Some days are more eventful. Others, living protected with insurance you can depend on changes your life for the better. We insure the people and things you care about. Not Agency. We'll help you find the right coverage so when life happens, you have the right insurance protection for your family and business. When life happens, live protected. Non-agency for all your insurance needs.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, May the 17th. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And I've got a very happy lady sitting right next to me, Vera Massey. And we're talking about, good to have you here, Vera.
Oh, it's good to be here, Paul.
We're talking about how important it is to be happy, to smile and to laugh, even if you're feeling awful. if you're feeling bad, if you put a smile on your face,
Hey, fake it till you make it.
Yes, you know, and you know, Vera, that really is true. When we were doing the Old Pepper and Friends show, sometimes before we'd go on, we would have had so many problems before that show started, and you're just feeling at wit's end. But as soon as the camera came on and you put that smile on your face, it's just like everything changed. It all changed.
And you know, perfect segment and what I want to share today, Paul, is so many times we get caught up, and most of the stress is the stuff we create in our heads.
Right.
It's the stuff we say and the stories we tell, and we try to believe these little stories about what just happened, and we kind of forget the power that the overall body has for allowing us to live a healthier, happier life.
Right.
You know, because sometimes we don't have all the positive thoughts rolling.
No, and if you watch the news a lot, and
you
watch the news a lot,
yes,
and you see some things that really get you upset. At some point, you got to stay informed. But at some point, you have to detach yourself.
Yeah, and you know, and so let's use that as an example. If we're finding ourselves in a situation where we start noticing changes in our body.
Yeah.
Because, again, I think it's important to kind of periodically check in. How am I feeling? Because emotions get expressed in your body through tension. You know, you start noticing if something isn't going well. Sometimes your face gets hot.
Right.
Sometimes your shoulders and neck feel very tense.
You get flushed.
Yes. And so once you are aware of that, you have an opportunity to shift.
Okay.
You truly do.
So you're saying once you realize that you're starting to go overboard with getting upset.
Be aware of that and what's happening. Can I make a shift? I don't watch much news, I got to tell you, because it is somewhat distressing. I try to stay up with current events. But after so long, and many stations is the same thing over and over, that generates, maybe for some people, very anxious, anger. When you're aware that's happening, shift. You have the power to switch a channel, to turn it off. And so being aware of what you're feeling in your body.
Okay, so how do you shift, though, your feelings? With me, as I said, when we were doing the television show, I could put a big smile on my face, and it did make a difference because is it a psychological thing that then takes over biology?
Well, that can happen. And the more that you're able to make those shifts, the more often, that's sort of resetting your default mode. Because if you react to things in the same way and continue down that path, that's typically what you do. We're creatures of habit. So anytime you can shift and realize, of course, you might not have kept your show long if you had not been a happy person, right? I mean, people want to feel good.
They want to see somebody that's happy, smiling.
Sure.
But realistic, too.
Yes, absolutely. But so what you can practice doing, though, is not focusing on everything that's going wrong in the day or in your life, but really, I would say, savor the things that are going well.
Right.
So, you know, James and I were talking before I came on about what a beautiful morning it was. Now, I don't know what the day is like now, but because we taped these, but he was expressing, and I had the same feeling this morning. We'd had a nice rain the night before.
Yeah.
And it started me off in a very positive way. I had not read anything that disturbed me. I had not heard anything that disturbed me. I was cultivating and savoring some very positive
to nature.
And nature can typically get us shifted out of some of those negative modes. And you know, again, all of us find different things that generate more positive emotions. I was at my parents' farm, and they had new little kittens outside. I hadn't been around cats for a while. And you know, these little kittens are 6 weeks old, the playfulness, we were laughing. And it's these very simple things that can shift.
Yeah.
You might have some very difficult challenges, as my parents do with advanced age, but we were sitting there laughing and enjoying some very simple parts of life.
You know, another simple thing, and this happened to me just today. I was walking in the yard, and I bent down to smell an iris. And an iris has that very distinctive aroma. And it immediately took me back to the house that I lived in growing up when I was about 10 years old. Totally carefree. And all at once, all the problems of the day washed away because I was 10 years old again with that aroma.
You were tuned in and not distracted.
Yeah.
And building more of that into our life can make a big difference.
It can,
Just recalling those memories changes the brain chemistry. And so, unlike many times, we stay focused on the negative experiences, and we all go there sometimes.
Yeah, we got to focus on the positive.
Yes.
And simplify our life.
Simplify our life, absolutely. And I think try to surround yourself as best you can with people who are also working on trying to create a more positive life and generate more positive emotions.
Right, like
because
Vera
it's
Massey.
contagious.
Yeah,
it's
like Vera Massey. If you know Vera, hang around her because she is one of the most positive people I know.
Well, I have my moments when I struggle, but for the most part, I have to shift. I have to be aware of when Vera is getting more negative, because we all can.
We all do it. I know
we all can. But nature helps for me. It helps me to, you know, again, be with others who have similar interests. And laughter is something, there are a lot of studies that show laughter can reduce stress levels, can improve short-term memory, can even help protect against heart disease. Who would have thought?
Right. Just smile. Smile as much as you can. And you know what? Walk around the street and give a smile to a stranger.
Absolutely.
Give a smile to a stranger. They will smile back at you.
It's a win-win.
It really is, and it makes you feel better.
It does.
Vera Massey, always a pleasure to have
Thank you,
here.
Paul.
Okay? We're out of time. Please come back again. Tomorrow we've got the music of Kathy Barton and Dave Para. They always make me happy, too. Have yourself a good day. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.